What's up everyone, this is Tony with JRNYcrypto. In today's video we're going to be talking about Ethereum, how much ETH you should own. We're going to talk about price speculation and predictions for Ethereum over the next year with staking launching and Ethereum 2 coming. So before we get started, please like the video, subscribe if you haven't, and hit the bell for notifications. Also, please comment below what your thoughts on the video were. How much Ethereum do you think is a good amount to own, and what are your price predictions for Ethereum over the next year? So lately people have been asking me how much Ethereum is a good amount to own, so I thought I'd go over that in detail in this video, as well as go over some price speculation and how much Ethereum you can be earning passive income from staking with Ethereum, since it is coming up very quickly now. It is the next biggest thing happening in the crypto space for 2020 after the Bitcoin halving. So today, Cointelegraph launched this in-depth article, Ethereum 2 Staking Explained. Very good information here if you don't understand what staking is and why it's important for Ethereum 2. I highly recommend going to this article and reading through this. It's a pretty short article that gives great information on staking Ethereum, which is phase 0 of Ethereum 2 that's coming by the end of 2020. So some important info here. If you do want to prepare for staking, this is great to read over. I'll put a link to this in the video description. So before we talk about how many Ethereum you should own, I'm going to go over this article kind of explaining Ethereum 2 staking and the benefits to doing this. So this launched in October 2019, Ethereum 2.0 validators to earn up to 10% annually for staking. Ethereum 2 validators can expect to earn anywhere from 4.6% to 10.3% as rewards for staking on an annual basis. 32 ETH minimum is required to become a validator. So you will need to have 32 Ethereum ready to go if you do want to even be able to stake at all. I'm sure there'll be staking pools later on, but if you want to be staking from the beginning, you are going to need that 32 minimum Ethereum. And then the more Ethereum you add to that, the more Ethereum passive income you're going to earn from staking as well. So there is incentive to stack even more than the minimum 32 Ethereum, but that is the minimum required if you do want to stake. So in order to become a validator on Ethereum 2, one is required to maintain a minimum amount of 32 Ethereum, which is currently worth 5,760 at press time. If we look at current 32 Ethereum, at the price of today, Ethereum is at 213. We're looking at a $6,800 for that to run that validator. Ethereum price has been going up steadily as well. Getting closer to the launch of staking, I definitely think the price to get that 32 minimum Ethereum is going to just keep going up and up. So if you do want to earn some passive income from staking Ethereum, having that 32 minimum Ethereum for a validator is a great place to start for how much Ethereum you should be holding. But if you do want to be earning some better figures in passive income right off the bat, you are going to have to stake more Ethereum. So this website, stakingrewards.com, is a great place to go to get an idea of how much passive income you're going to be earning by staking Ethereum. You could enter right here how much Ethereum you want to stake. So right now, 1,000 Ethereum would make you 88 Ethereum per year. And at current price, that's around $19,000 passive income per year. But by the time the year is over and staking's already live, I guarantee the price of Ethereum is going to be much higher than the current $212 per Ethereum. So if it does go up to $1,000, let's say, that's $88,000 passive income yearly you're making off of holding and staking 1,000 Ethereum. And then the Ethereum you're holding is also worth $1 million at that time, going up in price as you're staking as well. So double benefits to staking Ethereum is not only are you earning passive income, but the value of your Ethereum will be going up as you're holding as well. So I think a lot of traditional investors are going to realize this, and more people are going to be piling on. The demand is going to surge for Ethereum at the same time as the supply is dropping, because people are taking more and more Ethereum out of circulation to be able to stake. So I definitely think Ethereum 2 staking is going to be the biggest thing for cryptocurrency in 2020. I'm definitely looking forward to that. I think it's going to help the entire crypto space go up in value. I definitely think the global market cap is going to be much higher by the end of 2020, not only because of Ethereum 2 staking, but also because the Bitcoin halving happened already as well. So something very important to consider, I think, is looking at Ethereum mathematically. Currently, there's 46.8 million millionaires in the world. If suddenly every millionaire in the world wanted a few Ethereum each, it would mathematically be impossible. Currently, there's only 110 million Ethereum in circulation. This gradually increases over time, but switching to proof of stake with Ethereum 2 will cut that amount of Ethereum coming into circulation by over 50%. So this amount will be growing slower over time as well. So every millionaire wanting 3 Ethereum would be 140 million Ethereum demand. That simply doesn't exist right now. So with that type of demand, the price would have a major surge, and I think we would see new all-time highs, especially with everyone talking about cryptocurrency being a hedge against inflation right now. I think lots of millionaires are looking to put a small percentage of their portfolio into Ethereum and Bitcoin. With that happening, I think the price is going to surge, especially switching over to proof of stake. Being able to stake Ethereum and earn passive income, I think it's going to be the biggest bull run for cryptocurrency we've ever seen. Cryptocurrency Bitcoin was created in 2008 because of the last recession. We're now in a worse recession with something we haven't seen for over a century. So another figure we could look at to get a perspective mathematically is how many people are in the world. Modern Investor did this with Bitcoin, and it came out to 0.002 Bitcoin per person. That's all there's enough for, and that's not considering the amount of Bitcoin that's lost forever and all the people that are holding thousands of Bitcoin as well. That's not going to be added in circulation. So considering this, we could also do this for Ethereum. So close to 8 billion people in the world right now. If we divide the current amount of Ethereum in circulation by 8 billion people, that's 0.013 Ethereum per person. That's all that's available. That's also not considering the Ethereum that's gone out of circulation forever, that's lost in wallets, where people just lost their passphrases and they'll never be able to recover it. It's also not considering the founders owning millions of Ethereum and other people, investors early on, that also own millions of Ethereum. So the actual total amount of circulating Ethereum being traded is going to be much less than the total amount that's listed on CoinMarketCap. So with cryptocurrency becoming a hedge against inflation, I think there's going to be a massive surge of demand for cryptocurrencies over the next year. With that happening, I think many of these 46.8 million millionaires are going to want to put a small percentage of their portfolio into cryptocurrency, and I think Ethereum is going to be very appealing to them because you can earn passive income just off of holding it as well, and then the value of your Ethereum that you're staking as well is going to go up in value, so it's a win-win. So I think many millionaires are going to want much more than a few Ethereum each. They're going to want thousands, especially for staking. All this demand happening at the same time as supply decreasing with the entire crypto space. Buying up more and more Ethereum to increase their staking bag is going to create a price spike unlike anything we've seen for Ethereum yet. I definitely think Ethereum is going to be leading the next bull run. So having just 1,000 Ethereum at today's price is $212,000. To many millionaires, that's only a very small percentage of their portfolio. I think many people are going to be doing this. Being able to earn around 100 grand passive income a year, if it does go up to $1,000 or more. If it goes up to $10,000, that's $880,000 per year you're earning just off of that 1,000 Ethereum. Just insane figures, and I have seen a lot of price predictions for Ethereum being anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000 per Ethereum token. So this article on Cointelegraph, Ether price will hit $1,000 again, survey says, as altcoin faith remains. This was in the end of 2019 as well. So I definitely think with staking launching by the end of 2020, I think there's going to be a massive surge of demand, and we'll definitely pass that $1,000 Ethereum level again. So this chart here shows how many Ethereum wallets are containing 32 Ethereum or more over time. Going back to the beginning of 2016, we can see a steady incline in the amount of wallets holding at least 32 Ethereum. So people are preparing for staking with Ethereum, which requires that minimum 32 Ethereum. I think this is going to see a massive spike leading up to a couple weeks before staking officially launches as well. And then going into staking, I think once people see it's successful, a lot more people are going to get into staking as well. And then we'll see websites like Coinbase and Uphold and other big wallets allow their users to do staking pools. So you won't need that 32 Ethereum total. You'll be able to stake as many Ethereum as you want and get a small percent return. So something else that's good to look at is the amount of total wallets for Ethereum and the daily increase as well. So if we go back to around the time of the last bull run, we can see the amount of daily wallets being created was around 300,000. and then that died off to 100,000 and less, some days even being as low as 40,000. And then that pretty much has been around 100,000 or less up until recently, where we are peaking out over 100,000 or more wallets created daily. So that's great to see as well. The total amount of Ethereum wallets is greatly increasing. Not only that, but the amount of daily wallets being created is going up as well. Once we see these daily wallet numbers go back to the 250 to 300,000 like we saw during the peak bull run, that's going to be very bullish for me. So some bullish data for me is the amount of transactions per day. We can see a steady incline since the beginning of 2020. We're now at over 800,000 transactions per day, and the peak bull run we were at over 1 million transactions per day. So we are getting very close to that peak bull run amount of transactions, but nowhere near the price of Ethereum at that peak bull run, which was over $1,000 per Ethereum. So that's more bullish data for me. I definitely think this shows the network is growing very quickly. If we look back before the bull run, transactions per day was only around 300,000. That was when Ethereum was over $300 as well. So being around the same price for Ethereum, we're over double the amount of transactions per day, getting close to triple. So I definitely think Ethereum is undervalued based on some of this data. Also, crypto traders are longing ETH and not many other altcoins. Ethereum longs on Bitfinex have increased 170% since breaking into record highs during late February. So what this data basically says is that people are more bullish on Ethereum than they are other altcoins, and I definitely think that's going to be increasing, getting closer to staking launching as well. So something else great to look at is the amount of projects built on Ethereum. This network is the biggest one in the cryptocurrency space. So Binance BNB is built on it, Tether is built on it, Chainlink, Basic Attention Token, 0x. Many big projects are built on the Ethereum network, and I think that's just going to keep increasing. Reddit just announced that they're building on the Ethereum network as well. They're going to be launching thousands of new cryptocurrencies for their subreddits using the Ethereum network. Visa just also filed a patent for something that they also said they might be using Ethereum for. So the network is growing daily, and the amount of transactions is growing daily. Everything for the data of Ethereum is pretty bullish to me. And then adding Ethereum staking to that, where people are just going to be taking more and more Ethereum out of circulation. These are reasons why I'm most bullish on Ethereum for the upcoming bull run. So how much Ethereum you own is really going to depend on your personal goals with Ethereum. If you're planning on staking, it's really going to depend on how much yearly passive income you want to earn. Owning 1,000 Ethereum for staking is around $20,000 at the current price. But you are paid out in Ethereum, generating passive income in Ethereum, not in USD. So as the value of Ethereum increases, the amount of value for your staking earnings is also increasing. So going up to $1,000 for staking 1,000 Ethereum, you're going to be able to earn around $80,000 passive income per year. If that goes up to $10,000 per Ethereum, that's $800,000 passive income per year on that 1,000 Ethereum. Let's say we're staking 50,000 Ethereum for the mega whales. Currently, that's worth $10 million worth of Ethereum. That's going to earn you about $1 million per year passive income at the current rate. Say that goes up to $1,000 though, that's going to be $4.4 million per year you're earning on that 50,000 Ethereum. Of course, that much of amount of Ethereum is going to be for whales only. That minimum 32 amount of Ethereum to even get a validator is going to earn you around $600 at the current price. If it goes up to $1,000, that's $2,800 per year you're making on that 32 Ethereum, which is pretty good for a $6,800 investment. And then the value of your investment, your ETH holdings in staking is going up as well. So it's a win-win, and I definitely think many traditional investors are going to start realizing this and piling up more and more Ethereum for staking. So I definitely think it's going to be a great year for Ethereum, especially with staking launching and cryptocurrency becoming a hedge against inflation with all the money that the governments are printing to prop up the economy. So that's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you found the video useful, please comment, like, and share the video anywhere on social media, Twitter or Facebook. I really do appreciate that, and I'll see you guys in the next video.